Oh,
What's
that
up
is a
and
lot of
welcome to the
green
stream.
ink. Holy crap.
You couldn't see that before?
Holy crap. You couldn't see that before? No.
Yeah, see, now I can hear your other phone.
Oh, all right. That might be a little easier now. I'm trying to get
All
it to
right.
work properly,
I
but
forgot what I
yeah.
was doing here. We're streaming, aren't we? I think. I don't know. Looks chat should show up above your
Mm,
head, I hope. I
there it
don't
is,
know.
loud in my ear again.
Well,
Yeah, no. It shows
we're done
me
with the
as
music,
on
so
mine. Mine shows just perfectly fine. It's an interesting way to come up.
weird. Yeah, it's all green and purple for me. I don't know. I'm assuming if I look at the stream preview, it's the same way. Yeah, I don't know. Weird.
That's really strange. Yeah,
It's-
I could take a quick screenshot to show you, and I'll send it to you. But yeah, no, my camera shows normal on mine. It
huh. Whoa. I don't know what happened there. Did I lose him? Oh, he screenshotted it, turned his camera off. Returning guest to queue. There he's back. It lost you for a
Yep,
second.
it did a second there.
All
I
right,
was
well,
trying to send a picture.
yeah, it'll happen. So, it's tradition for the last week. It doesn't make it much of a tradition. Over 20 subs at the start of a stream, so I have to shotgun a beer. You don't have to join me, but you can enjoy the. It's not very painful anymore. It's pretty average these days. So,
I would
all
say
right.
I would join you if I had one, but I'll chug the rest of this though for now.
It's good. All right. So, if anybody in chat hasn't noticed, Brennmanfablez is back. Connell was going to be on the stream tonight, and he had other obligations and couldn't make it. So Brennmanfablez, at the last second, took the slot, and I'm happy about it. I enjoyed it last time, so I think it'll be good this time too. I'm gonna do
It
this
was
real
definitely a
quick.
good time last time. I feel like
There he
that could
is.
have been faster.
It probably could have been. It probably could have been. Um, Also, if you did see the last episode with Brennmanfablez on it, he was on his PC. This time he's on his phone. That's probably one of the reasons the camera looks the way it does. But you know, it's not a big deal. He's here. We can see him. We can hear him. It's all good.
If the next time it happens again, it should be fine. It just happened to be a holiday weekend, travels and things.
No, it's good. It's good. So we are going to move on to the reviews in May. I looked over this list with Junia last month, and there was a few games that kind of stuck out when I was looking at them, and I don't remember what they were.
I know for me, I was telling you a little bit before this that it was 150 plus hours already into Tears of the Kingdom, which was like a mid-month release.
Yeah, yeah,
So I've got some time into these games already, for sure.
right. And you had a couple other games that you were pretty far into as well. Um, which ones were they?
Yeah.
They're in my
Well,
Discord messages.
I know it was a patch in World of Warcraft that they released the new raid content. I've been heavily into that, grinding away. When it comes to the May games, that's kind of where I stuck a lot of my time. Actually, I know it kind of goes back into April a little bit. I have been playing and streaming a lot of Omega Strikers, though. That was the end of April release as well. So,
Oh, that makes it even worse.
yeah. Wow.
I don't know what's happening.
Oh, did you see the picture I sent in Discord, though? You see how that
Yeah,
worked?
I'm just
Oh,
messing
does it
with it
have
while you're
something to
talking.
do? Does it have
So
something to do with the RGB?
that's the chroma key on, and that's the chroma key off.
Huh.
So I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't understand why it's got that weird color to it either.
I don't know. It's got to be something I
although,
did.
although, if you do throw a chroma key, at least I might be purple, but you might be able to get the background removed.
This is true. think there's anything else I can do. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't something I did. Who knows? So anyway, you were saying before I rudely
Uh,
interrupted you.
oh no, you're good. So yeah, I did put some time into Omega Strikers, which released at the end of April. I've actually streamed that quite a bit as well. Um, but for the most part, it's been a very, very heavy into the Zelda game, and then the World of Warcraft patch. They had 10.1 released, Race to World first went on, and I watched that heavily. So
Nice.
May was very quiet for the variety aspect for me.
Yeah.
It was a lot of gaming, but it was just very concentrated.
So yeah, we're not going to focus too much on the reviews like we usually don't anyway. But we'll go over the ones that looked like they were going to be fairly big releases. So I don't really want to touch too many of them until we really see a name where we're gonna like Redfall. I was curious about this one.
Oh,
Let's see some reviews on
pardon
it.
me.
It's a 4.5. 4.5 out of 10. So it did not get good reviews. Um,
I,
I
I feel like
regretted to
May got a lot
pre-order
of
the
those.
game. Go ahead.
I feel like there's a lot of the ones in May that ended up with that weird low review, which kind of makes me
Hmm.
happy that I stuck to only a few.
Yeah. So
However,
Redfall.
June had a couple of big ones. So yeah, I think I'm more excited about the previews for this one.
Yes. Yeah, I believe I am as well. I regretted to pre-order the game after seeing too many negative reviews, but when I played the game, it is so clear that that game is much. I didn't type this. I'm reading it. Much better than critics said. The game is actually fun, and I have been playing over 20 hours. The main issue I have is, like everybody, yes, AI is bad, especially with human, but with vampires is a bit okay. The second issue, I can't move right or left as it just turns around, and I could not find a way to fix it so far. Third issue, skill tree is useless, and there is no way to evade vampire attacks. Um, yeah, I don't know. No bugs for this person. Great game. Don't let some game journalists sway you because they can't do a task without respawning on the spot. So it sounds like critics are saying no, and gamers are saying it's not. It's not as bad as they're making it sound. So Redfall could be a good one. I might have to check it out.
That's at least a little bit of a relief. I know that there were several other games. You had mentioned one in particular that was a terrible, terrible review when it came to the play, and that Lord of the Rings Gollum.
Yes. Actually, Junya sent out a tweet about it today, and that's how I what actually got me into looking at it. Let's hit that game real quick while we're talking about it.
Yeah, because Lord of the Rings games tend to be pretty solid, and I know that they had the Lord of the Rings Online that I almost got into when it came out, but just never had the time with sinking so much time into like WoW, and it's actually kind of upsetting to hear and see that there was just
Right.
such a lack of ingenuity when it came to this one.
So I didn't. It seems like there's a lot of bugs, and it seems like they didn't put as much effort into it as they could have. That's what I would
Did,
gathered by what I read.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so Junya tweeted, "Glad I didn't spend money on another broken game. This is why I stick with indie games. The large studios don't care anymore. They'll fix it in post on every game. City builders for the win." Um, yeah, and then I did a little more research into it. It sounds like it's just a lot and a lot and a lot of just bugs and just it wasn't finished. And let's switch over here real quick. So this
I
is
heard that it
the
had a lot of wonky
studios.
gameplay too.
Yeah, so this is the studios release. And I'll read that here in 1 second. I want to do. I want to put monitor on my capture card
Who was it
just
that
so you
made
can
this
hear it.
one?
Daedalic Entertainment. It's about right here on the screen. right between us.
Yeah, it was just hard to
I've
read
never
it.
heard of him before. Dear
I never
players,
had
we would
either.
like dear players, we would like to sincerely apologize for the underwhelming experience many of you have had with The Lord of the Rings Gollum upon its release. We acknowledge and deeply regret that this game did not meet the expectations we set for ourselves or for our dedicated community. Please accept our sincere apologies for any disappointments this may have caused. Our goal as a studio and as passionate The Lord of the Rings fans has always been to tell a compelling and immersive story-driven adventure. Crafting a story with Middle-earth as our playground has been the greatest honor and the biggest challenge we have faced so far. From the sounds of it, you didn't meet the challenge.
It
But
seems like they failed that mark miserably. Also,
right, if
what's
they're
going on, Xanadu? Welcome to the show.
hey, there he is. So at Daedalic, I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm just gonna call it Daedalic. We understand that a game's success relies on the enjoyment and satisfaction of its players. We genuinely value your feedback and have been actively listening to your voices, reading your comments, and analyzing the constructive criticism and suggestions you have provided. I feel like the criticism is probably not mostly constructive. It's probably a lot of
From what I've heard,
hate.
it's very negative.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
But
negative.
if they're using it as constructive criticism, more power to them. Our development team has been working diligently to address the bugs and technical issues many of you experienced. We are committed to providing you with patches that will allow you to enjoy the game to its fullest potential. Once again, we deeply apologize for any inconvenience caused, and we appreciate your understanding during this time. We will continue to keep you updated on our progress, and provide transparent communication regarding the upcoming patches and improvements. Your passion and dedication as players have been the driving force behind our determination to make things right. Thank you for your support. Sincerely, Daedalic Entertainment.
See, and the worst part is like the reviews that I was reading and hearing were just straight terrible. And the graphics, and I watched a little bit of the gameplay, was actually really bad too. For a game that came out in what it is right now, is it absolutely insane. It really is.
We
Gollum just
watched
actually looks weird.
we watched the preview videos of it last month, and it didn't look that bad, but they're also preview videos, so this got a 2 out of 10. No
Yeah,
player reviews, so
that's crazy. It's actually really disappointing to see. I hope they can do it, but they'd have to add different gameplay to it too, from what I'm reading and seeing. It seems it's very clunky and it has no real drive, from what all the reviews I was reading. It doesn't have as much of a story as they claim that they wanted to have as well. So
right.
I guess if it's for the money, it's not worth it. Someone had said that basically they'd pay $5 for it, but the $50 on PC, $60 for console, it's not worth that kind of money. Period.
60 if you get the Precious edition.
Precious.
Precious. Looking for the reviews. Where are the reviews on Steam? I don't remember.
There may not be many on Steam. I was watching a video review.
All reviews mostly negative. Here they are. Bad graphics with worse performance. Mechanics reminding me of old Tomb Raider games from '98. Part of the map isn't loading anymore after falling in a pit, so even after restarting the game, I can't progress anymore.
It's
wow.
Like a pitfall style.
Not recommended. Not recommended. Oh, here's a recommended. I liked this game. Then I read the reviews and was sad. I mean, don't let the reviews get you down. If you get a game and you thoroughly enjoy it and literally everybody else on the planet hates it, who cares if you like it? That's what matters. So
agreed.
If you didn't have that same experience as everybody else and you liked it, that's fine. Don't be sad.
No, at that point, you just gotta have to take your personal pride and enjoy the games that you enjoy. I can't remember. There's been a few games where I've gotten into them, and people are like, "Oh, that's terrible." Screw you. I liked it. Honestly,
I play Call of
whatever.
Duty weekly. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, we're reading this one. I'm gonna struggle here because I don't know what to think about this. On one
Oh
side,
wow.
there is a wonderful story. I'm guessing they're not from the U.S. That's probably why
Probably
it's
not.
written
That
like
could be
this.
translated.
Yeah, there is wonderful story, nice storytelling, and beautiful places. The problem is, even on epic graphics settings, a lot of things in this game is awful, and it totally destroyed the game mood. So he liked the story. I mean, as long as like, I don't, I don't know if it's like I haven't played it. Probably should. I don't know if it's like
But for the price, it's not worth it from what I'm hearing.
right.
That's a lot of money.
So, but is the story issues? Is it because it's not a long story, or is it because it's just not good? Like that's my thing.
That's a good question because I mean, you would think that it's based on the release trailer. It seemed like it was one of those. This is what happened to Gollum in his time where he was getting tortured, and looking for the answers from him for how to get to the ring and everything else. Um, but it almost seems like you're going through a strange battle in that release trailer of who he is. So it almost seems like it's confliction of itself. But same thing. I haven't played it myself. I'm going off of reviews and off of a release trailer video. But I don't know. I don't want to spend the money on it to find
Right,
out
right.
either.
Well,
So
in
I
this
might have to wait a little bit longer.
review says if this game sells for $10, I recommend buying it. And I'm sure it'll go on sale. I don't know if it's on Epic. It's on Steam, but Epic games go on sale quite frequently. So
Well, yeah, $10 I could see biting that one. But for
right,
50, eh, especially console for 60, no, like definitely not gonna do it.
right.
And I just got my Xbox back while getting all my stuff too on this trip. So I might be starting to get some more consoles again too.
Yeah, it will be on clearance very soon. I think it may be. We don't know. That's what we're hoping for. If it's
Maybe as a
on
invitation to
Steam,
try to get more people to play.
right? Steam will
Like,
be
can we
less
fix the
likely to
bug?
put it on clearance. I think typically Epic will put it on clearance like tomorrow
They might. Yeah, Epic's usually pretty
if
good
they
about that.
have it. If they have it.
Yeah.
Actually, I just picked up Fallout New Vegas on Epic for free the other day. So I think I'm going to play
Did you?
Fallout 3 and then New Vegas again on stream. So,
I actually played New Vegas a little bit, uh, but it's been a minute. It's been a long minute, actually.
no player reviews for bare butt boxing. Damn. It's not what you think it is. Ravenlock, if I remember this one looked like it was kind of it was kind of weird. It's cartoony. Let's see if there's any reviews for it. No reviews on it. It didn't look like it was going to be a
Hogwarts Devils
huge game.
over. Yeah,
Hogwarts
then
just
Tears of
PS4,
the Kingdom.
Xbox One release. We know what that is.
Yeah.
Tears of the Kingdom. You talked about this a little bit. Let's go more into depth with it because this was a huge release. So GameSpot review got a 10 out of 10.
Yes,
It's an essential
it
game.
is absolutely phenomenal.
And player reviews 9.1 out of 10. So that's incredible. What
Yep.
your experience with it? You said you have 150 hours in, I think was what you said.
Yeah, give or
So,
take. Yeah.
and
I
this
I got it
released on the 12th.
on the 12th. Yep, I got it the day it released. I didn't get to start it until about Tuesday or Wednesday afterwards, though, because I was just kind of busy, which kind of upset me. But I jumped right into it. I actually camped out for 18 hours the day of the initial release of the Switch back in 2017. Sounds right.
Nice.
Um, March 3rd, if I ring a bell. It might be a little off, but it's around that time. 18 hours that I camped out for my Switch just so I could get Breath of the Wild. So I've been excited for Tears of the Kingdom since they announced it. And it was Breath of the Wild 2 for the longest time. And then they finally gave it a name, and then they gave it a release date, and all of us were so excited but so pissed that we had to wait so long. This game was ready to go last year. They literally put it on hold for a full year just so they could fix and fine tune it. It
Yeah,
is
but that's not the
amazing.
worst thing.
No, we and there are still some bugs that I just saw a video a couple days ago. I have to wait to update my game. I'm not gonna lie, I use some of these glitches. However, they are fixing some of the duplication glitches, and there's a couple of transportation glitches as well that people are utilizing in speed runs. Um, However, it's impressive what they can do in this game. It really is. So Breath of the Wild was obviously really innovative. However, the Tears of the Kingdom content originally was only supposed to be DLC for Breath of the Wild. They came up with so many different things, though, for them to put on there that they're like, well, screw it, we're just gonna turn it into a whole new game.
Well, and that's actually what happened with Fallout New Vegas. We were just talking about it a minute ago.
Yeah.
Um, the same thing. But so yeah, I mean, it's not the worst thing for a game to be done. Now, a year is a long time, but it's not the worst thing for a game to get pushed to make sure that everything's right with it. If they had pushed Gollum for another month, even how many, excuse me, how many of the bugs would have been gone? You know,
I'd say probably quite a few.
right? If they would have paid, not even pay, if they would just, if companies like that, like if you don't want to pay, give somebody like me the game. I'll play it on stream. You have to let me play it on stream.
Oh yeah, and get reviews from
But
yourself, and you have the community and things like that.
right, do a beta, release it to people that are streaming it. They're going to give you some advertising. Now, granted, I'm only advertising to, what, maybe up to 22 people, but that's not the point. Give it to streamers, let them test it, figure out the bugs, send it
Hmm.
back to you as part of it. Hey, you got to do this. You can stream it, but and you're not even paying us to do it at that point. Otherwise, you're paying people to test your games. That's a free way to get your
Yeah.
games tested and advertised. So, hey, I'm playing this. It's it's a streamers only kind of thing. We're testing it, but they're letting us do it on stream. It's gonna have
Now
issues. We're finding those
that's
issues.
interesting. That's a very interesting concept now too, because realistically, that's an idea for because we've never heard of them, but they're a bigger uh,
Yeah,
developer, right? Well, what if they were to kind of work with your smaller streamers, us? Basically
right.
the demographic of people that are trying to get into that. They don't pay us. We'll willingly go and play these new games on stream. We'll test them out. We'll give them reviews. It would kind of be a win-win in both ways, honestly.
Right. And if they're doing only smaller streamers, if you go to search that game on Twitch, it's only going to be us that pops up. It's going to give us a
Yeah,
little
so
bit
that would
more.
help.
Hey, I want to see this
Uh-huh.
game. Hey, I want to see what bugs it has right now, what they're doing.
Hmm.
And then, like I said, we'll be reporting back. Hey, I found this bug. Whatever. Blah blah blah. Oh, hey guys, we released a patch to fix that bug. Oh, hey, I'll go play it on stream again. See if I can find some more. I think that would be some great publicity for a studio. That'd be great publicity for a game. Obviously, it would
Hmm.
help people like us out. They're not paying people to test it and getting advertising at the same time. It's like free. It's for them. I mean,
It
it's
would
win win.
actually,
I
yeah,
don't.
that would be probably pretty good.
I'm
Especially a
gonna be
game with
honest.
a demographic of Lord of the Rings too. Like, oh,
Right.
the player base for that type of game has to be high, just for the fact that it's Lord of the Rings.
Right. Now, obviously I wouldn't see them doing something like that with Nintendo doing something like that with Zelda, but games
I
like
would love it if they did, but
right, right. Well, if they did, it would be going to quite a large streamer, and I doubt they'd be able to stream it
mm.
anyway. But yeah, I don't know. They should do that.
But yeah, no,
But this
the
this
Tears of the
has
Kingdom is
amazing reviews.
phenomenal. Yeah,
Amazing.
if you have a Switch, if you have any interest in Zelda, it's one of those games that I would recommend 10 times over. I would not say to a single person that has any interest in this style of game to not get it. It is absolutely one of the best games I've played.
So I have not played um much Zelda since the Ocarina of Time, however you want to pronounce it. That was my biggest Zelda game. I loved that game. And then what was it, Majora's Mask, or the really
Hmm.
papery one is the one that I'm just like, eh.
Wind Waker.
Wind Waker. Okay, that's
Is
the
that
one.
is that the one?
I'm just like,
Yeah.
because Majora's Mask was good. It was Wind Waker, and I'm just kind of like, eh, eh. It's not me, you
So
know.
Wind Waker was a little far fetched for a Zelda game. It was kind of out there. I liked it, but I think it was more because I've been playing a lot of those over the years. I have a Zelda tattoo, so I also have
That's
to
right,
kind of
me
give it
too.
that. Yeah.
I remember
Um.
that now.
Yep. So I I don't know. It's one of those. Ocarina of Time was great. I'm waiting for somebody to make a remake of it so I can play it on my PC. Better emulator, honestly. It, the Engine 5 remakes that people are starting to slowly do, I'm hoping that the developers decide to do it instead and make it a real remake to make it better to play, kind of thing. Um, I don't think I'll see that for a while, but it's just crazy what they can do. And to be honest, the processors on these Switches are not designed to do what they were able to do. And Tears
Right.
of the Kingdom kind of just ties it all and shows it, which is also more of a homage to the developers as well, because they did the same thing with the N64. To be honest, they were able to do that with your 64-bit cartridges. The amount of stuff that they can slam into these games and the amount of
Right.
game mechanics that they can throw around too. It is by far the most impressive thing. They always get me every time. It is absolutely incredible. They have three
Well,
levels of world stacked on top of each other with different things going on all simultaneously. It's actually
right.
really awesome.
I mean, if you think about it, though, the first Legend of Zelda game on Nintendo NES, that
Hmm.
was a pretty immersive game, expansive almost, I would say. That was it was a very large game for the time, and we're talking original Nintendo, 8 bit. That's 8 bit,
It
yeah.
was 80s. Yeah.
So you're talking 8 bit, and that game was, I mean, it was pretty. I mean, there was load screens, but it was pretty much an open world game. You didn't
Mostly.
have to
Yeah.
necessarily do things in the specific order like most games. You could go explore.
Hmm.
I mean, so Zelda games have been pushing it not just on the Switch, not just on the N64, they've been pushing it all the way back since the Nintendo. Maddie, what's going on, man? Welcome in.
It's a good one. Yeah, Zelda games are always by far some of the best. And the graphics can always be better. It's on Nintendo. Obviously, things can be different, but it's Nintendo. You can't beat it. It's going to be one of their best franchises as long as they continue to do what they do. If they lose their drive and their design tactics, creativity, yeah, we might have some more issues. You get another Wind Waker, yeah, you might lose some of the fan base. But if
Yeah,
they
but you
do
can always get them back. I mean, you can always get them
exactly,
back.
I think they can have earned themselves another Wind Waker or two before they really start to struggle. It's an amazing franchise. It really is.
Right. Since the beginning. It's
Hmm.
yeah, since the beginning.
What are we at?
We're doing
30,
good, Maddie.
almost 35 years for them now, something like that. It's yeah.
When did here? I'll throw that up here on the old Google. Oh shit, wrong keyboard.
Because I remember when it was, I think it was Skyward Sword that came out with the 25-year anniversary audio disc as well. And I remember getting that one. But I want to say it was 80, 87, 88 range.
Let's see. Where's the games? Okay, so Legend of Zelda. This is the one that I actually still own. I would love to stream the NES. I have the ability to do it. I just haven't. So this was released 1986 in Japan, 1987, August 22nd, 1987 in North America. The Legend of Zelda is one day older than me.
I would say that was a damn good guess. In 87, 88. I was close.
Yeah.
They got it for
So
the American release, but
so I'll be 36 this year. Um So that's 1 day older than me. So it'll be 36 this year. Zelda's been going in North America, of course. February 1986 in Japan, but
It's because Japan gets everything a year before us. Pokemon was the same way too.
well, it also released February 19th, 1994 in Japan. But that was on the NES because they had the Famicom. But
Doofus, I
they might
actually
have
did have the gold collector's edition as well. I lost it in a basement flood back in 2010, actually.
I have the gold one. It is right on the other side of that wall. So it's here. I have it. Um, I should probably play it on stream. I I'm going to be very honest. When I was a young kid, now we're talking like probably like 6, 7, 8 years old, I absolutely hated that game with a passion because I couldn't figure out what the hell to do. Now a few years later, I replayed it. Now, of course, I actually liked it, but sold mine when you lost interest. Oof, that sucks. But yeah, so then it wasn't so bad. But
Yeah,
um,
the older ones actually, I had to go back and play them as I got older because I didn't know
right,
much about them
the
until it
the
was
Adventures of
Majora's
Link. That's what you're
Mask,
talking about, Maddie.
actually.
Yeah, I didn't really get into Zelda until shortly before the Ocarina of Time, and that was with the original Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, I played
Yes,
Majora's Mask and then realized that they had others. Went back, played Ocarina of Time, and then kind of went back and ventured through the Game Boy ones and then the NES ones, and yep, it was kind of a weird progression into it. But then I played every game since, basically, except for the Four
yeah,
Seasons. My brother uh, did end up getting Four Seasons, but I don't. I couldn't quite get myself to do it. I think I was just so sucked into continuing to play through. I think I was replaying through Ocarina of Time, actually, trying to see if I could do it quicker because I struggled through that one.
yeah, Maddie. We were talking original Nintendo as well. The
Yeah,
Legend
yeah,
of
we kind of
Zelda
been bouncing back
and
and forth.
yeah, Link's Awakening. Was it Link's Awakening or I just had it
The
pulled up.
Link to the Past, that one was on Game Boy, was it not?
In A Link to the Past.
I feel like that was
Legend
a
of
Game Boy game.
Zelda. Here we go.
Yep,
The Adventure of Link is the second one.
yep.
That's Zelda 2. And then A Link to the Past came out in 91. That was Super Nintendo. And then Link's Awakening was Game Boy.
Okay. There was one on Game Boy that was something to do with the past or the present too. Like it had like a little bit of a time jump. Or
They also did Link's Awakening DX on Game Boy.
hmm, maybe it was Awakening that I was playing on the Game Boy. I think I was stuck into that, and then my brother was. But again, I was going backwards too. I was born in '93, so I got Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask as my first two playthroughs, and then was going back. So
Yeah, there's Wind Waker. Four
my brother and
Seasons
I were able to speed
Adventures.
run it in 8 hours.
Nice. Ocarina of Time 3D. What?
That was on the Nintendo 3DS. Yes, they did a remake, and my brother played that one. It
Huh.
was actually pretty solid. The original
Uh,
The Game Boy Pocket.
First one. Link to the Past on Game Boy. See, I have Link to the Past showing up on Super Nintendo.
I wonder if they ported it. I wonder if they did them both. Because I could have swore
Um,
Link to the Past was on the Game Boy too,
they
but
might have they might have released it on both.
it's also been a long time since I
Nintendo.
played them.
That's Super Nintendo. I don't know. It's weird. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, we should probably move on from Zelda. We've been on it for like 20 minutes.
It's one of those I could talk hours about Zelda. I really could.
I mean, it's
Unfortunately,
all right.
yeah, yeah. Zelda is
Um,
a weakness, honestly. Waking up on a beat. See, yeah, maybe that was not the right one. I'd have to look back again. I don't remember, but I digress.
um, where were we? Kind of moving on here. Outlast Trials
We
came
were.
out early access for PC. Um, I believe
I
those looked
never-
good, but I don't know how they couldn't. Lego 2K Drive. That is a Lego driving game where you build your cars. So I actually saw some of the reviews on this already, and it looked pretty good. I saw some TikToks on it too, and the kid said he had the cheat codes because he had the Lego Technics sets already.
Oh, really?
So he literally has the instructions to build new cars. It's DLC, but you paid for it in the real world and built the Legos, so now you can build it in the game. It's supposed to be pretty sweet. I don't know
Oh,
if that's
so that's
actually
something.
true, but
Well, I guess that's only one way to find out, right?
right. I did not try the Hot Wheels game. But yeah, it's supposed to be pretty fun.
You know what that makes me
Yeah, it's
think of was
limited.
were they the Bionics? Is that what they were? Where if you bought the Bionics out in the world as well, and you got the Bionics game, it gave you a special thing that you could. I don't know if it was like almost like the Nintendo's Amobi things.
Yeah,
Connect.
connects.
Next was another one. Well, I thought it was the Bionics with the you got the little canisters and it had
I
the
know
little
what you're talking
fighters.
about. Yeah, Lego Bionics. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then those are so old now. I feel like I'm dating myself, but I know I'm obviously not that old. But um, yeah, those things were cool. I think I collected a lot of them, and they had the show for a long time too.
um, yeah. So here's kind of the screenshot. You can like build your vehicles, so you know which parts you need. You can do it.
But is it set building or is it like you kind of create your own? Which that's part of. I hate going back to it again, but Zelda does that too. Like they have the creation stuff. You create vehicles and things, but it's a free build setup. So as long as you can get it to work in theory, it works. So and Legos are
Yeah,
kind of built the same way. You could build something, and if it works, it works. I wonder if that game you could do the same, or if it's set builds like sets where the guy has the cheat codes per se.
I think it's build whatever you want, but I'm wondering if there's some kind of link to the kits or something. You're not old, Maddie.
Oh, maybe.
There's some kind of link to the kits, maybe. I'm not sure. Um, but like clearly this one is building a hamburger, so who knows?
The Krusty Krab, the
Krabby
Krabby
Patty.
Patty mobile.
It's pretty much what it looks like. Gold driller truck. So like
Oh,
it looks like you
jeez.
can build some different stuff. My ear itches. Um,
I know my headphones
yeah,
because I'm usually not using my headphones for my phone, so I'm
right.
not really. Oh, this is kind of an interesting attempt to try to stay
So
connected.
it looks like you do build custom. You do
I feel
kind
like
of
I'd play
build
it more with
custom
the custom.
cars.
That's awesome. It's literally almost the exact Krabby Patty mobile. That's great. Don't mind me. Next time this happens, I will definitely have my desktop camera and the background won't be
Oh,
there. It will be so oddly colored.
yeah, it's not a big deal. The little one is still awake, so I'm texting the wife. She's a turd. The little one, not the wife. Well,
I was about to say, aren't they both usually?
no, she's not. The little one is though.
I just gotta look.
It happens. So Lego 2K Drive. My Miasma Chronicles, Star Trek Resurgence. I don't
Oh,
remember
I'm
looking
Hot
too
Dog.
far
How you
into this
doing?
one.
I didn't realize Hot Dog was in here. Star
Yeah, no
Trek.
reviews on that one. Oh, how to describe that? Now Warhammer 40,000 Bolt Gun. This
Oh,
I was looking forward to. It got an 8 out of 10. So
Warhammer. I actually didn't do,
did you
and
see
like I
the?
said, the reviews. I didn't do much of the reviews until Lord of the Rings
Let's.
one. So, yeah.
So this takes like a retro
Only.
shooter, right there. It says like Unreal Tournament and Quake are obvious inspirations.
Yeah, because it came to the reviews. I had my games that I played, and I sunk into them terribly.
That's all
Probably should
right.
have branched out a little bit more, but
Okay, why isn't this playing? Let's just look
there
it up
was.
here.
I think the worst part is actually I spent most of the time on this drive that I wasn't driving on my Switch. So it's probably where most of my
Um,
hours went in. I should probably get back into some shooters. I used to play them a lot more. I don't play them as often as I used to.
I think my Oh no, I know what's going on here. This might be really loud for a second. Sorry, everybody's ears.
Character designs that
Oh, no,
40K
we're
has built up in its 35 or so years of history. You're a Space Marine
Lost my
Stern
ears,
Guard,
but that's
a
okay.
decorated elite who doesn't say
Sorry.
much, and you're on loan to the
It's all
scary
good.
and very mean Imperial Inquisition. Your job is to kill everything between you and whatever objective
Full screen. There we go.
you're currently after.
So it's like
Don't
it
think
looks
too
kind of
hard.
like
There's
Doom
not much of a
vibes
plot
I get
here,
out of it.
just a whole lot of old-fashioned running and gunning. Across 3 chapters and a few dozen levels, you'll cleanse,
it's just-
purge, and
that's
kill
kinda what they went
every
with. It
single
doesn't look
room
bad.
exits in confusing bits.
It's
albeit
very
inconsistent.
nostalgic for me. Yes.
The retro cred of Bolt Gun is undeniable, though as you can see, you're able to turn down the pixelation and tweak the color filter to make it simpler to see what's going on. That'll leave you with more of a low poly shooter with smooth textures and 2D sprite enemies if you for some reason are a mutant that prefers crisp lines and unmuddled distance views. For my part, I
can't
quite
see
liked the
that.
visual filters and found the pixel style
But
improves
yeah, it's
Bolt
very
Gun's look and
Doom-esque
feel.
with, I guess slightly better graphics.
It takes something like 8 to 10
But yeah.
hours to beat the campaign.
8 to 10 hours. It's not that bad.
That
I can
seems
do
pretty
that
quick.
in, a few streams. But yeah, so that one looks absolutely incredible. I did not mean to leave YouTube, but okay. So yeah, it looks good. I'm kind of glad it got an 8 out of 10. I might have to check it out. Daydream, Wave Wizard, Hello Neighbor, Tennis Manager. We already talked about Gollum. That's pretty much everything on the review side, so we can move on to the previews, and it's a short list this month.
I would say, yeah, June is actually very surprisingly short list. However, there are some interesting big name games that are coming out this month that are going to take up a lot of time on people that actually are into those games. The first one that I see on this list that's going to be huge is actually the third one on the list. The first two have some niche, what's the word I'm looking for? Player base, I guess would be the better way to put it.
Yeah, that would make sense.
But Street Fighter 6 comes out June 2nd.
Oh crap!
Now
I need to remember to do
that's going to
this.
be a big one.
Slayers X. I'm just gonna open this one up real quick and take a look at it. It looks like an indie game. It looks like they're gonna take on some kind of retro with it. Could be good. Could go either way. Street Fighter 6. Let's go into this. We'll probably watch a video on this one too. How is Street Fighter? I mean,
So
you could almost butcher a Street Fighter game, and as long as it's playable, people are gonna play it.
and there's actually a new mode that I saw that they're putting into it as well. where you create your own fighter and you actually go through this storyline almost like you do in those other sports games where you are creating your own superstar basketball player or football player, but you're creating your own fighter and you're going to go around the world and actually fight your big name street fighters and create your character's legacy. It seems like it's actually not going to be bad.
I just saw something that's going to make people play this game. Street Fighter 6 has Chipotle in-game integrations coming later this year. Earn fighter coins and avatar gear by eating burritos.
Oh, there's going to be plenty of. Well, I think it's going to be reverse. I think it's going to be more people going to Chipotle because of the game.
Well, yeah, I mean, either way. But people are like, "Oh, I'm eating Chipotle. I might as well just, play this game."
I think I might have to go to Chipotle a little bit more.
All right. It's gonna be good. Here's the character guides. I don't know Manon. The name doesn't sound familiar to me for some reason. DJ.
Every time I think of Street Fighter, all I think of is Hadouken.
Hadouken. Blanca. That's a familiar name.
Yeah.
Dalsum. Yes. Okay. Why do I feel like his name was Dal something else, not Sim? I don't know. E Honda. I mean, who doesn't remember the fucking Thousand Fists?
Mm-hmm.
I'm good at that. I'm just good at it. I was good at it in the game.
If you slow your frame rate down, you might catch every other movement and it might look right.
Right. Ken. Jury. I don't know how to say it. Guile. Of course, Guile's going to be in it.
There were a lot of the more common people in the videos I was seeing too. Yeah, it's like your typical Capcom's, Street Fighter characters
Ryu,
from the game.
Chun-Li.
Yeah, it seems like it's definitely going to be a good play. I'm actually kind of excited for it, and I haven't played Street Fighter in a long time.
Yeah. So there's a lot of the same names. There's some new that I don't recognize. It doesn't mean they're not in other Street Fighter games. I only recognize games from Street Fighter. Oh, God. What was the one that everybody played back in the day?
I think 2 was my most played one. I think it was 2.
It might be. I want to say it was like Street Fighter 3D or something. It was probably 2. Street Fighter Alpha EX. Yeah, so it's going to be Street Fighter 2. Well, 91. 97? It was definitely not 1997.
Marvel vs. Capcom was actually solid, Maddie. I remember that one.
An operated game in 97.
Marvel vs. Cap. I think I played a lot.
So yeah,
as
that one.
yeah. I actually found in North Carolina while I was down there. That's when I first found arcades. I spent way too much money at those every weekend.
Yeah, it had to be Street Fighter 2 because that has all the characters that I know. Zangief, Dawson, Balrog, Vega, Sagat, or Sagat.
The graphics on that one were terrible
Bison.
in comparison now, but yeah.
They were not bad for the time.
No, not at all. They were actually pretty good, but
Yeah.
they were also competing with Mortal Kombat. So
Right. I don't know. It looks like it's probably going to be a good game. So let's. Street Fighter 6. The final preview. Tonight again. Hopefully there's not a voiceover. Skyfire, what's going on? Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the raid.
Than Street Fighter 6. Between
We are
time spent playing
previewing
the
some
game at the
games. This does
Capcom
have an
booth at
over.
Summer Game Fest Playdays, way back
okay.
when it was first announced last year.
What's going
To
on?
the late night
How's your night? How was
grinding
your
through
stream?
ranked matchmaking across 2 betas, to the times I've been fortunate enough to play it through special events at IGN. I feel like after all that, I can pretty confidently say that the
It
core fighting of Street
it
Fighter
has a
6
nostalgic
is
feel
going to be excellent.
to
Those
But
are
well,
some
that's
pretty
just one
sick
piece of the pie.
grade
look.
And while the recently released demo has given us a small
emojis. I
taste
hate
of
those. Those are
everything
good.
else the full game will have to offer, I recently visited Capcom to play an
Thanks for
updated
giving me a
build
shout out too.
and delve even deeper. So, here are my
Stream was
final
good, it was a
impressions
short
of
stream.
Street Fighter
Nice.
6 before launch.
I mean,
Covering the
short's
World
good,
Tour
though.
mode all the way up to Chapter 3-2,
This
along with some thoughts
Street Fighter
on a few
6, it
characters
has
that
a
haven't been
nostalgic.
playable up to this point.
I should say look. I don't know. There's something about the look that feels nostalgic.
For those
So-
who haven't gone to check out the PlayStation XP you gain, which allows you to level up,
I'm gonna kind of skip
see
through
end of
here.
the first chapter demo right away by letting me switch from
yeah, I don't
modern to
know.
classic controls as soon as I reach the end of the
This
first
open
chapter.
world,
I
it
appreciate
looks
the
pretty
addition
cool.
of the modern control scheme, and I think it will be a great way to get fighting game newcomers,
Yeah, it's different.
as just about every direction
kind
I
of
went
an
in
odd
Metro City had
thing
some
for
sort of
Street Fighter
interesting
game to me,
encounter
but
and
I guess
payoff.
if you're
Climbing
doing
up to
some
the
character
rooftops
development,
led me
it
to
makes
find an
sense, right?
extremely high-level fighter in a superhero outfit named the Watcher,
Good job,
who,
mate.
of course, I had to beat up for a fighting
felt the
magazine
same.
that I would ultimately give as a gift to Luke to deepen our bond.
Arcade can't
Yeah,
On that
I
bit,
probably agree with
in
you on
addition
that
to
too.
fun and goofy
But
NPCs,
I felt
there
like
were
it,
also plenty of
as
treasure
we've gotten
chests to discover,
older
containing
and
a
it's harder to
variety of
find the
worthwhile
arcades,
items,
at least you still have
equipable
that
pieces of gear that will provide a variety
access
of
Right.
kind of
bonuses,
thing.
buff-granting drinks
But
and food, and
arcades are a
supplements that gain
thing.
me
I
permanent
feel like
stat
that's
boosts.
something that they
The
could
city
definitely
itself
utilize.
isn't gigantic, but it feels dense and full of personality.
Yeah.
And really, that personality goes a long
Yeah, you
way.
can get one of those big
World
arcade
Tour
pads.
absolutely nails the right vibe for a Street Fighter story mode. It's colorful,
Yeah,
fun,
it looks like
doesn't
Street
take itself
Fighter.
too seriously,
I wouldn't
or
expect anything.
what I play two special
else.
moves. But
Like I
as
said, you
keep
could
playing,
almost butcher a
building
Street
up
Fighter
your
game, and it's
relationship
still a
with
Street
Luke by
Fighter game.
sparring with
People are gonna play it.
I think the paddles would be cool with the double button, or it'd be what 4 buttons if I remember now. So you have your jump, you have your kick, your punch.
Well, I guarantee the new one's gonna need a lot more buttons than that.
Oh yeah,
We love Katamari Reroll Plus Royale. Rotary. I have no idea what that is.
Man,
Anybody know that
Katamari
game?
Reroll,
Anybody?
it's kind of interesting because it's literally a rolling to build up a snowball game. Um, so it's kind
Alright
of one of
then.
those weird gotcha games, but
Right.
I could probably spend some time on it and waste it.
Okay. Yeah, I see it right there. I got you. Interesting. It's one of those like almost waste times games.
Yeah. Yep.
Tiny Thor. Interestingly enough, this is releasing for Mac and Linux.
Ah.
Yeah, it says PC, but if you click in here, it says iOS, Mac, Linux, PC, and Nintendo Switch. That's an odd one. You don't get a lot
I
of
wonder
Linux
if
releases.
PC was because of the Linux. Because it says Switch and PC on the list.
Yeah, but you almost have to. Okay, so it's a side scroller. You almost have to make a special version for Linux. Actually, you do have to make pretty much a special version for it, unless you're running almost like a virtual machine on Windows.
Hmm.
That's why a lot of gamers don't go Linux. Kind of sucks. Amnesia the Bunker. I was looking forward to looking at this one because I know a lot of people that play horror games.
And that one got pushed back too. That one got
Yes,
pushed
it
back
did. It
too.
got pushed
It was
back.
originally supposed to be last month. Yeah, and it gave me a
Oh yeah, we
Dead
looked at
Space
videos for this one
and
already.
BioShock.
That's right. We looked at videos for this, I think.
You probably would have looked at it in the last episode.
Yeah, because we were supposed to, and then 1 month ago it got delayed. So maybe we didn't look at it. I don't know. It's an
Yeah.
Amnesia game. It looks good. We'll just have to see how that is because it could go either way.
With the delay on it, honestly, I'm excited. We'll have to play it. It's definitely been one of those. It's got that Dead Space and BioShock feel for me, and I liked those games. So, and Skyfire playing
BioShock.
WoW.
Yep.
I love BioShock.
Yes, Skyfire does a lot of raids and stuff. He's very good at World of Warcraft.
My biggest thing is with obviously Embers and Eltharion dropping. That was one of my big time things for last month too. So
Is this child ever gonna go to sleep tonight?
no, why would she?
Was she supposed to? I don't know.
It's a holiday weekend, you know. Kids know that too.
Looks like she's almost asleep, but her camera's still saying it's. Anyway, Amnesia. Yeah. So, you said Bioshock. I played that. I got burned out on it. I played it too much, which is my own fault. But it was a good game. I just played it too much.
I got them on Steam when I was available on a sale not too long ago, and I got pretty excited about that. And I for the WoW expansions, I missed a lot of Shadowlands because of training for the military, but I was able to get back into it and get ready for the Dragonflight. Did decent in the first raid, but our crew kind of fell apart for our raid team, and so we kind of revamped a little bit. No, Shadowlands was terrible. It really wasn't great. So I'm not mad about missing most of it. Dragonflight though, I'm glad to be back, and I think Embers is a solid raid. I made Morlock, and I'm not really too thrilled about 10.1.5 to be perfectly honest with you. I haven't really been able to look at all of the changes that they've done to demonology. Last week, I meet with Kalamazzi. I don't know how much you know about the broadcasters for the Race to World First, but I actually talk to him on a monthly basis as well. And him and I will talk and we'll theory craft and kind of go over different things. And I haven't had the chance to talk to him since they made all the changes to demonology and buff infliction. So it'll be interesting. I have a couple other classes that are maxed out. I have almost every other available class to 60 at least, so only 10 levels to go if I really need to change. But
So Diablo 4. I have to go up and tend to the little one. So I'm gonna play this video. It's 28 minutes. It should not take me that long. It should only take me 5 minutes or so. But if you want to talk over the video,
release trailer.
This is an exclusive gameplay, so it's 30 minutes long. But we'll play it. Feel free to talk over it and talk to chat. Do whatever you want. I'll be right back.
And say talking over it will be hard for it blasting in my ear for some reason with the way this is set up. But
I don't know why it's so loud.
It's okay. It's just coming through. But like my phone, it's not going through out loud. So it's just me for some reason.
Okay. Gotcha. All right.
I'm actually looking forward to the album. And every class at 70. Yeah, I had the time in BFA to max just about everything. Finished off the beginning of Shadowlands, getting them all at 60, obviously. And it's just, I'm a little behind. I gotta get more time, but Diablo being the same people, it's, I guess, a good segue, to be honest. So, and I know I'm looking forward to this game as well. This one is going to take a lot of time as well. I have a lot of people that are in my guild looking forward to playing Diablo as well too. So it'll be good. It's got that very thick feel, but obviously the graphics, so that's exciting as well. I may not jump into it right away either. However, it is going to be one of those looking forward to playing. I played Diablo 3 and was really disappointed. Exactly, yeah. So everybody's been saying that this is going to be the sequel to 2 that everybody was excited for that didn't get it in 3. And so we'll see if they actually hit it right, if they hit the nail on the head this time, or if we're going to be disappointed again. With all the changes of your ownership with Activision, and I think now Microsoft dabbed in for the China side, didn't they, or something like that? I actually think that I got 3 for the PlayStation. I think it was PS3. Oh yeah. You get all those little perk things. I know I keep getting random amounts with the 6-month resub every time. Oh no.
I must wait a moment.
It looks like they've gotten the mechanics down. Well, at least that's good. Diablo looks like it's gonna at least be smooth, so that'll be good. And when it comes to the rating too, I feel like I'm stuck. I love my guild and my raid team, but I want to be able to get back into the cutting edge. I got it on its off and haven't since. We just had too many ups and downs. And yeah, it's one of those things that you get sucked into it, and these time sinks while you're grinding everything. So, how you doing, Hot Dog? So, I know it's not as loud for the stream. I'll tell you, it is blasting in my ear. This phone setup is not. I know a couple of guilds that are looking for players, but I don't know about tanks. And that's it. Yes, hey kitty, how you doing? And Bucky K was in the race too, wasn't it? I think it was one of the primary tanks that they were using for Liquid, at least.
All right, how has this been? Junior, what's going on? Welcome in. I just got back. Your child is
Don't mind the kitty.
ridiculous.
He decided to have it. Come here, hot dog. Come here. Oh.
Great podcast, except my daughter's trying to do everything she can to not help it. So if you hear her screaming in the background, that's not my fault. Sorry. It's pretty calm now. So this is gameplay trailer for Diablo.
Loud as hell.
Diablo has been. I probably should have done that.
Come here, hot dog. Come here.
This game looks good. Everybody I've talked to that's played it so far looks like it's good. So I don't imagine it would be any different. Don't mind this.
It's the
so
hope,
as
I was saying to chat a little bit ago, is that the hope that everyone has with this one is that it's the sequel to 2 that everybody was hoping for when 3 came out, and they failed. So
yeah,
because 3 was kind of a downward clump of time for them. So, but they've changed hands a few times, and Activision now being involved, and then Microsoft having their hands in it a little bit as well with the China acquisition, I believe, for the China servers. If I recall, that was recent.
Okay.
So,
Well, it should be good then. I don't see why it won't be. Everybody that's played the beta has said it's been great. So the graphics look amazing. It just looks like it's going to be an overall good game. Why do I keep exiting out of YouTube? So Bleak Sword DX releases for the Switch and PC on June 8th. Harmony: The Fall of Reverie for PC on June 8th as well. This list is fairly short, and we're just going to kind of go through a few of these until we get down to Aliens, it looks like. So, Grey Hill Incident, Front Mission 2 Remake, Layers of Fear. That one actually could be. That one could
Grey
be good.
Hill.
Let's check that out real quick.
I think that one was like a weird. If I remember that one correctly, I think that one had to do with basically your '90s alien, really caught up alien visits and things, and the government hiding stuff is what I think that was the one
The Dark Descent.
For Grey Hill, I believe.
Oh, Grey Hill Incident. Okay, let's click on that one real quick. Oh yeah, it looks like Aliens. You're right.
Yep.
Equipped with a baseball bat and a few bullets in your trusty revolver.
Yep.
Gotcha.
That was the one.
Front Mission 2 Remake is a remake. Layers of Fear. I kind of want to check this one out. It looks like. Let's see the cinematic intro trailer and see what happens.
Well, I should probably take this out of my ear again. At least then I'm not blasting in both ears.
Right now I have the volume way down, so hopefully it doesn't.
I was like, because I got 2 more games on the list that I actually have an interest in for sure.
I know we said Final Fantasy. What was the other one?
Crash Team Rumble, actually.
Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely watch videos for those 2 as well. Here we go. Tell me if it's too quiet or too loud.
No, it's still blasting me.
I don't understand that.
I don't know if you can hear it on stream though. Hold on. I don't know if you can hear it on stream though. Hold on. You can't really hear it on the stream though.
Yeah. I don't think there's a way to change just the monitor output either.
I'm still not sure what game you're playing, but I'm back.
Oh wow.
Did that hurt
Give me
your
a second
ears?
while my ears bleed.
It's so quiet for me. I don't understand.
I don't know why. I mean, it is what it is, but yeah, that was a screeching screech. Holy crap.
It's like I can turn it up like that, and it should be even louder.
It's not changing on my end, so I don't.
I don't know. Why does it
As long as the
pausing
stream can
when
hear it, I
volume?
mean, I can deal with it, but it's totally fine. It's just, yeah, that was
Taking what's
wow. That was a good one.
Layers of Fear, another horror game. So the demo is available already. I don't know what to think of that one yet. It could go either way. Again, a lot of these games could. Do we know the studio on this one? It's Unreal Engine 5.
My eyes are watering. That's how much that was. Oh wow! All right.
We don't have. Yeah, we don't have a. We don't have a studio on that one. Aliens: Dark Descent. I know we wanted to talk about this one a little bit because it's based on aliens, and who doesn't like at least one movie or video game or something based on the Aliens series, even if it's
Layers of
Alien
Fear
vs
is on
Predator.
Steam, actually.
I wasn't sure who the developer on Layers of Fear was. But it's built on Unreal Engine 5. Bloober Team SA.
Yeah, I was just about to get to that one. Yep, Ruber. Yep. All right, now that I can hear again.
Aliens Dark Descent. Oh, hold on. Sorry. Dark Descent pre-orders are discounted for PC. That's good to know.
Ooh.
Official pre-order gameplay trailer. Pull your headphones out.
Mm. Thanks for the heads up. I'll blend the other end
first. But...
I've been pulling it out of the left ear every time. I'll pull it out of the right this time. I'll give it some even check.
Happening on the surface of this planet. Those creatures aboard Pioneer. Someone was trying to smuggle them out. We have to warn Earth.
We save everyone we can. We're Marines. That's the job.
Gather a
The
security
worst
team
part
and
is the
come
fact
with
that
me.
like it drowns you out, so I can't even hear you when it goes.
Told us you were stirring up trouble again.
It is kind of loud on the stream, but I don't understand why. So I can quiet it down there.
This looks really good though.
The dock crew and cargo bay 4 are dead.
Dead? That's not funny.
How many of those things are there?
Deploying
Squad-based tactical strategy.
Fire! Bring
Is
it
it
down.
turn-based? It almost looks turn-based.
Purging contaminate vectors. But we can't
Or is
say
it just
it's
me?
not safe.
This might be something I might actually play. Looks pretty good. At least graphically.
It does. I'm kind of interested. Alright, I just saw this game and now I'm kind of interested in this. JDM Japanese Driftmaster. Anyway. It's not on the list. We're not hitting it. But yeah, no, Aliens looks like it's good. It could go either way again, but we won't know until next month, right?
Yeah, I guess because that's the end of the month too. That's what was it? 20th? 20? Yeah, 20th.
Yeah,
Actually,
June 20th.
same day as Patch Team Rumble.
Yeah.
Almost done.
There's only one downfall for your Crash Team Rumble. It's not on PC, so I will not be playing it.
I know. I will definitely be playing it though. I probably will get it for. Now I have to decide if I want it for PS4 or Xbox. I might end up doing Xbox because I did just get my Xbox back. So I might go home and set it up, and that might be my option. But it looks kind of cool. It looks like it's a almost like a Super Smash Brothers mixed with open world. Because I watched a preview of it and I had an idea of what the mixture was, but it had a Smash Brother team. It was 4 vs 4, and it was a collecting. Oh, it was Super Smash Brothers mixed with Mario Party vibe, but with the Crash Bandicoot universe.
Huh.
Yeah.
Why is my chat like too wide? Anyway, I'm kind of surprised this is releasing on Xbox because wasn't Crash Bandicoot a PlayStation exclusive back in the day?
It was.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
But now they have the shared rights for it, which is why you could get the Insane Trilogy rework that they did on
That
Steam.
makes sense.
It doesn't play very well on PC though. I can definitely say that.
There's a reveal trailer, pre-order trailer.
Garbage disposals?
Garbage disposals. What?
Junior, been looking at garbage disposals?
Garbage disposals? What, did that pop up? No, I haven't been actually. Weird. No, I got a garbage disposal like, I don't know, it's probably 6 months or more. I don't like the IGN previews.
I don't even remember which one it was I watched, but
Let's just watch this one, I guess. I can't hear any sound from it.
I hear it.
There we go, now I can. So this is open. I don't know why I was like...
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like a, what is it, like a battle royale or something, but...
Yep. And you collect more of the Wumpa fruits than the competitors. That's the ultimate goal.
The news of the night is my daughter finally fell asleep. Oh. 2 hours late. Yay. Saw that ad on your webpage. Yeah, no, I don't know why that popped up. Okay. So this is kind of like, what's that other Rumble game they had? There was the Knockout City, and then there was another one. It's kind of similar to that then.
Yeah.
Okay. This could be good. I kind of would. This would play well on PC.
Your team boost expired.
It probably would.
This would. Now, I'm not saying the normal games when they were designed for console, but this would play well on PC. I guarantee it.
Yeah, the rework Insane Trilogy has a weird... It's almost laggy for some reason. I don't know if it's maybe just some settings I've got in Steam that are wrong or not, but it doesn't quite play smoothly as well on the PC, which is fine. It's a rework, you know, and I'm sure it'll be fixed at some point, but...
Now, is that mouse and keyboard, or is that controller as well?
I believe you can do it mouse and keyboard. However, I do it with a controller when I play.
Yeah, I probably would too. This looks.
It's
I
the
mean,
same
this
thing
looks
like
like
what
it's
I
a
do.
pretty solid game.
It looks like it'll be interesting. I don't know how much gameplay it will have. However, it seems like it's kind of like limited, and it almost might have a short, I guess, life expectancy, so to speak. But
Yeah,
it's a Crash. It's gonna have at least some sort of a follow, and it does look interesting. It's changing up what you see from a Crash game, so I'm at least excited to see what it turns out to be.
Right.
If nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, it could go either way again. I feel like that's the theme of what I'm saying tonight. And the only reason I'm thinking that way is actually, Junior, it's kind of partially because of you. It's not your fault. It's because of you. Is your tweet about Gollum that really made me dig into it. So, and last month when we reviewed that together, when we went over the preview together, we were both kind of excited about it, and I'm kind of glad neither of us got it. So what is this Trepang 2? It looks like there's guns involved.
Don't tell me it's something that they're trying to GTA.
Here's the trailer. Let's
Peggy
watch this
18.
and see.
Oh, boy.
18. Oh, hey, watch the audio.
Welcome to the Pandora Institute.
We have like 4 or 5 games left on that list, but I don't think we'll be much longer.
We are on the verge of a breakthrough in anomalous sciences, and we need your help. We can change the world.
Okay, so it's kind of Resident Evil vibes to me. That's what it looks like.
17?
I have a mission ready for you. A raid on a Horizon facility, similar to the one you escaped from.
Somebody's lighting off fireworks near me. Maybe it's not Resident Evil vibes. Oh, maybe it is.
I don't know how much that's gonna screw with my
Yeah,
camera.
there it
It does
is.
look kind of
Did you see that zombie light? There they are. It looks
Yep.
it looks Resident Evil vibes. Just not as good. Yeah.
Trepang squared.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be 2. I guess it's squared. Trepang 2 or squared. Wow, just said it and it's still. All right, Final Fantasy. I know
Is it
you're
actually
really looking forward
Trepang
to
squared,
this.
not Trepang 2?
I mean, that's what it looked like on the
Good.
wiki. It looked
Alright.
squared. I don't
And
know.
then Final Fantasy, yeah. This one's gonna be big. I know that the Final Fantasy fan base is huge, and it actually matches really well with the WoW community that I play with as well. They have the raids. They've got the community open world MMO RPG story. You know, create your own thing. So Final Fantasy's been around for forever. So it's gonna be good, as long as they don't fork it up too bad, I guess. But and it's 16. Is that XV? Yeah, that looks right.
16.
So I know the fan base is extremely excited for it. So
Yeah, this is all you, by the way. I personally have never. I can watch people play Final Fantasy. I can't play it myself. I'm not good at that turn-based kind of combat. I'm terrible at it.
it's got some strategy to it. You know, you have your proper rotation of abilities and things like that, just like any other game in the genre. But you know, min-maxing, it just takes time. So
Yeah, I'm just not good. Not good. Oh, partial nudity, yay.
I think most of the Final Fantasy games are considered that.
Yeah. Well, we'll watch this trailer, and then let you talk a little more about what you think it's gonna be. So, yeah, hopefully it's good. I'm sitting too far from my mic. It's not picking me up.
I was say I'm hearing you pretty good.
Well, it wasn't. Yeah, I guess it was. It's the thing in the guest star.
These people live with a knife to their throat. You have to believe us. We'd help you if we could. But you're helping us already.
We never asked to be saved. Did you think we'd thank you? They'll never forgive us. We're all marked now.
Every time you show your faces, it is we who suffer.
Sword sharp.
You better hope so.
Crystals take more than they give.
You mean to tell me that the mother crystals are the reason the world is dying?
To hell with talking. If they won't give us a say, we'll decide our fates another way. Are you with me? You will pay for what you've done.
Why aren't you dead? You are the bottom branded.
Tell me true. Do you believe what I'm about to do is wrong?
I was forced to kill. You do it by choice.
They don't believe in me. They believe in the powers that dominant.
You can't blame a man for wanting to bring an end to all this, can you?
Ever led astray by your blind resolve. And thus is the light of hope severed. We don't need your salvation. We'll save ourselves, and we'll do it on our own terms. Come to me, Ifrit! What are the dominants? We are but mighty acts of God.
Enough of this. I use my talents to my advantage, and you would tell me there is shame in that?
We shared a dream. I would be the king of the world. The darkness has taken hold of you. It has made you forget yourself.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive.
I have to stop him! I have to save them!
I made a promise to my friends, and it is they who will give me the strength to end your reign. Your efforts will avail us naught. We fight. We survive. We endure. We don't need a reason.
That looks amazing.
Mm-hmm. And so from what it's being docked as is it's the first fully immersive action RPG in the series. So I think they're trying to get away from that turn-based. It's gonna be one of those in the main storyline, as they, and so it's gonna be from what I've been hearing, it's gonna be more that open story, almost like Elder Scrolls.
Okay.
The action RPG, they're trying to change it up. So we'll see what they end up doing with it. But it looks
curious
great
now, because it is being released on PC. That looked incredible. The graphics look absolutely amazing if they're even close to the preview. Now, of course, it is a preview, so we can't necessarily go by that. Gollum being a perfect example of it again.
Yeah.
But it's Final Fantasy. They're not going to skimp on it.
Exactly. They've done this, as you can see, it's 16. I mean, they've done numerous of them. They're not gonna let that go until they know it's ready. So.
Right. Well, and that's what 16 in the main storyline, because isn't there more Final Fantasy games than just 16 of them as well?
Correct. This is just yeah. This one is in the main storyline, but yeah, there are a ton of little spin-offs and little side stories and things like that.
Yeah.
So I think is it 14? That's the big online MMO. Is that the one? I think that was which one it is. I don't remember now.
I am like the world's worst nerd. I don't know these things. Like,
I know a lot of people that play it. And as a matter of fact, it's funny that because Skyfire were playing WoW, and we have people in our guild that used to be in our guild at least, that switched back to Final Fantasy and just haven't come back since 2 expansions ago. So that's part of our issue as well with finding people and creating our raid teams and things. Final Fantasy is a big enough following, and it's the same thing. It's the same style of game with the online one. And I know a lot of people that are huge into Final Fantasy, people I've met in the military too, that are extremely ecstatic for when this one comes out. So
yeah,
I'm excited to see it. I haven't been as into Final Fantasy as I would have liked over the years. There were a couple games that I definitely remember hitting, and I'm kind of interested to dive into this one. To be honest, we'll see what happens when it gets closer and what it looks financially and time-wise, because I have obviously Breath of the Wild or no, Tears of the Kingdom to finish, which may never happen. There's just too much to do in that game. But and then WoW takes up a lot of time as well and things like that. So
right, of course,
we'll see. And a lot of big games are coming out, and it's just a matter of whether or not I have the time to dive into them the way I'd like to. So, but this is one of them. This is definitely one of them.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's going to be great. And like I said, I'm not big into Final Fantasy because of that turn-based, but this one actually is intriguing to me. Especially if they're getting rid of more of the turn-based stuff.
Yeah, it says the first action RPG in the main series storyline, so it seems like they're trying to get away from it.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's time. Maybe they shouldn't get away from it. I don't know. We'll see, right? We'll know next month.
Right. Exactly.
So
the end of the month, we'll know a little bit more.
these next 4 games, I don't really have much interest in. I've kind of looked at them a little bit. Silicon City, it looks like it looks, like a retro kind of 8-bit, 16-bit throwback kind of thing. Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life. Is that like It's a Wonderful? No, okay. So that's not, I don't know. That's not my kind of thing. If you want to talk about it, we can watch a video or two.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't
It's
seem very.
It seems like The
I think
Sims meets
most of the
anime.
ones that we've hit, it's just been not a huge list in June, to be honest. I mean, there's some big names for sure, but
Well, in
it's
July
not.
is even worse.
Oh yeah,
So
July's got a short list too.
But that might go up by next month. It shouldn't go up much, but if we actually scroll down, look at November.
Where is September, October, November? Oh
November.
wow!
I would
There's not even
think
a point in talking.
I would think that by now we would know more games coming out in November. So I don't know. There's only 2 on there.
Well, if you look a little further down, they have the to be announced. So these are all the games that don't have release dates yet.
Right.
So those could very well get plugged in anywhere between now and December, or even pushed to next year.
Right, and I'm kind of hoping that they don't. We might have to start going through that list when we get down to these. When we get down to these months, if they don't add anything to them. But I mean, they really should. September, October, November. That's coming up on holiday season. December has nothing. Coming up on holiday season, there's going to be a lot of big releases right around then.
I have a feeling, looking at that not quite listed names yet, that Ark Survival Ascended, I would almost put money on that one being around Christmas. Same with Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora. That seems like it might be a Christmas release time as well. What else might
Call of Duty
look like it has some
Warzone
interest
mobile?
in it?
Oh, it's mobile. We should be getting a new Call of Duty around that time. Which
Well,
they
Crash Team
haven't
Rumble
announced
actually is listed on that to be announced list too. So, but they already have the list on there. Dune Spice War. Dune could be anytime the end of this year, but it could also be pushed to next year. Everspace is the same thing. Five Nights at Freddy's for virtual reality could be anytime. There's a list of games and things that some of these I could see definitely being Christmas time release, trying to overload everybody for the holidays, and then a lot of the other ones as well. It could just be, we may not be ready, and then push to next year.
Right.
A long list of to be announced. That's actually a really long list.
Crime O'Clock is coming out June 30th, and then Master Detective Archives Rain Code. That's our list for the night. Not a super big one for June. Hopefully July expands a little more. It's gonna be a really quick stream next month. There's not even really Pikmin 4. There's really not even Disney Illusion Island. Not a lot of big names.
There could be added content to the games that, if that's the case, you could always try to look into some added content or patches to games. Like with WoW, for instance, was a good one for May with Embers and Eltharion dropping. That one was a pretty big one.
Let's switch back over here real quick.
Oh, that is just... I hope that the next time I'm around that I'm not on my phone. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know why it's so loud on your phone.
It just blasted. It's not a big deal. It catches me off guard. I forget that it does it.
Terrible. But anyway,
we might have to just get creative, and start looking at like patches and just additional DLCs or things like that. If they really don't slot in these games for release, make it easier. So. However, you could end up with something like Tears of the Kingdom, where it has a list of things that you can talk about as well, and you've got an hour stream of just one game. So you never know what could happen.
Right. Yeah, it could go either way that way. So I'm gonna put you on the spot here on the stream, and I've been tossing around. I've been tossing around an idea most of today. So you thankfully came in and at the last minute for a backup on this stream, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much for being here.
Anytime.
It's a good time. So my thought, and I've been throwing this around in my head all day, and I was like, I'll ask him before the stream, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put him on the spot and see what he says.
Ooh, I like the way this is going. Hold on.
I have two ideas here. The first idea that I have is having you on this every other month as the guest star.
Okay.
If you would want to. Of course, both of these are if you would want to. And the other option that I've been kind of tossing around in my head is just having you... So changing the name of the stream to Peaches Rocks Game Preview featuring Brennmanfablez. So you would be on it every month. We would still do a guest star, but if it were to... if the guest star were to fall through... for like plans like it did this time, or obligations, things like that, it would still be me and you anyway. But I just kind of wanted to run both of those by you and see what you thought.
To be honest with you, I enjoy doing this. Now, obviously, being only the third show and second time I've been here, it's been great, and it gives me that chance to also catch up with you, who we had all that time in the office and working together, and it gives it a little bit of a change of pace as well. So you're not sitting here just gaming. You're talking about games and you're kind of getting some ideas. And
exactly,
I'm cool with either, to be perfectly honest. I know that I feel like your chat is always engaging as well too, which is great. And so, however it works out, I'm cool with either. I feel like for the every month and then doing the guest stars could make it interesting, because then you also get the spins of questions that either you or I have for the guest stars, and then you get a third input that gets to change up as well.
So the idea having you on every month is it would be me and you for the reviews, the previews, and then we would bring the guest star on later, and then me and you would both talk to the guest star. We would kind of have them, hey, is there anything on the list you want to talk about a little more? Hey, let's talk about your gaming history. What are you playing now? So it'd be kind of what, I've been doing the last 2 months with you and Junia, but it would be me and you with the guest star at the end. But for the review and the preview, it would just be me and you.
Okay. Yeah, I would be down with that. And especially since Junia's in the chat, I would love to have one of these weeks where we pull them in and do it now, especially seeing as we were the first two guests.
Right. So yeah,
because I think that would be kind of cool.
We'll kind of go back and forth on Discord and see which idea works better for you, for both of us. I mean, for me, it doesn't really matter. I'm fine with either one. It's okay. But yeah, I'm kind of thinking either every other or just having you on all the time. And like I said, for the reviews, the previews, and then we both talk to the guest star. I think I like that option more. But it's up to you. But I am putting you on the spot, and I don't need an answer right now, though.
No. See, this is great, and it's not really on the spot. I'm down. I'm all for it. I got excited actually, and obviously nothing against who you had lined up. I kind of got excited when you asked for me to come back. It was one of those things where I was like, oh heck yeah, I'm down. So I'm all for it. So yeah, it's definitely not really on the spot, and it gives me a little bit of exposure help too. Both of us kind of throwing stuff around, and I can start getting it more broadcasted out as well. Get maybe more of my following, which isn't as big as yours.
So
but
we'll probably, if you're doing it every month, it probably won't actually be featuring Brennmanfablez. It'll probably be Peaches Rocks and Brennmanfablez game preview. So I'll probably have to change my logo a little bit, but it's not a big deal. It's easy.
I know that I'm actually working on I'm working with a graphic designer as well at the moment to get a new logo made for myself to supplement what I already have. And I know I showed you my sub badges that they came up with.
Those look
so
sweet.
I'm making some tweaks and things. You know, mine hasn't grown as well as it should, but I also haven't been consistent, and it's just because of like training and things. And so this kind of gives
Well,
me
it
that
happens.
opportunity as well to kind of stay in the loop and keep
Right.
myself going with it as well, and
Well, and
and
this
catch
should
up with
work for
old
you.
friends too.
And this should work for you because it's on a Sunday and you are on, um, what the hell's the time zone you're in? I can't think right now.
Pacific. No, I'm
Pacific
in
time. So
Pacific.
you're
Yep.
3 hours behind. So right now it's
Mhm.
what's
Only 7:17.
7? Yeah, 7:17. So
Yeah.
this would kind of work out for you too, being that you don't have to deal with like training and stuff on Sundays typically, right?
hmm
So
Exactly. Normally, my wife's usually working until about 7 o'clock and would be home about 8. So it actually works out perfectly. Where you know, I got nothing else going on anyway. I'm just hanging out with my dogs usually on Sunday evening, so that's perfect.
yeah.
We just happen to be traveling for obviously with her birthday coming up, and ironic enough that both times I've come on, it's right around my birthday and then her birthday now this time. But
It figures.
but yeah,
So yeah, no, I kind of like the idea of just having you on every month. And then we'll fill in a guest star. I do have a list of people that I want to ask for guest stars, but we can always throw a list together and get different people on too. So
one somebody that I think now, if it doesn't have gone that route, my brother actually is another streamer as well, who does a lot of Dead by Daylight,
okay,
and him and I shoot back and forth with games. Having him as a guest star might not be a bad one too.
yeah, no,
So, and
definitely.
I hate to say he started streaming after I did, and he also grew a lot faster than I did as well. But
Well, you
he's
took some
playing a
time
game
off
that's
for
got less
basic training
decoration.
and stuff like that.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
well,
So
among other things that happened before that, but yeah.
yeah,
So
the thing that happened before that was just a nightmare. But we
we're not
bounced
going to
back.
talk about it. We're not going to talk about it. No, Junior. No,
Oh,
not
for sure.
everybody does.
And my thing too in the beginning was I felt like I was trying to be too perfect with my stuff too, and I got everything set up. I tried to get um, my build perfect before I really like dive into a consistency, which I guess I could have gone more consistent first, but now it's kind of to that point where as long as I get consistent and I can start doing things better, I've started doing more of the variety gaming, and um, hot mess is a very, very good explanation of a lot of things. But um,
There's
yeah,
nothing
so
wrong
and,
with
and
it.
I've gotten the
I like
variety
it.
going on now. That yeah, uh, like Omega Strikers. That's a game that's kind of off the beaten path. It's soccer anime style. But it's fun.
Right.
So I've been streaming that, and that just recently came out.
Junior, you're
I've
lying.
done Valheim.
You're lying. Your stream is great. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt, but yeah, Valheim.
Oh no, and that's what this is about, though. You know, when you're doing like a little talk show thing, it ends up being you shoot the shit and you
Right.
interact with chat, and that's fine. That's exactly what this is all about, and it's to change the pace.
Exactly.
Silly builder stream. See, but now
Your streams
now
aren't
now you're
boring
making me
though.
want to go
They're
back and play
chill.
some Roller Coaster Tycoon on stream because that's just something to do.
Right. No, his streams aren't boring. They're chill. There's a difference. There's a big difference. Have you seen the game Universum?
No.
It is a city builder. Junior has played it a lot. Where you actually chat interacts with your game. So you can
Really?
in chat you can put in the code. I can't remember. It's a hashtag nugget, I think. And then in the game you are born, and then you have to become an adult. And once you become an adult, you start racking up points. And then you can do things like explode. You can blow up his buildings, or you can give him resources. Or yes, we do keep blowing your shit up because it's hilarious, and I like to blow up the police department. But it's great. It's so interactive with chat, and it gets being in his streams when he has Universum on. It's just absolutely amazing because you just see hashtag nugget, and then so and so is born. Oh, so and so is an adult. So and so fell in love. And then you just see, hashtag explode town hall or whatever it may be. But there's other things you can do. You can give him resources. You can vote to be who's like the president. So chat can vote on people.
That's pretty cool.
It's really interesting. Like I would check it out if you ever see somebody playing Universum.
I know that for that I did just throw a follow on Virginia as well. I'm gonna have to check that out, and I'm gonna have to mess around with you in that as well. That
You
sounds
hear
like
that,
a lot
Junior?
of
You're gonna have to play Universum soon.
fun.
We're
Hey man,
gonna
no
have to blow
problem.
your crap up.
So yeah, and oh for sure, absolutely. Whenever I'll have to turn on the notifications as well, and it's kind of cool too because we have this community that you're the one that actually found and with me, and then you have the shield wall when
Yeah, which
all these different
unfortunately is
ones,
gone
and
now. But
it is what it is. But and that's the whole thing about you get a small community like this, and it it makes it
and
more entertaining.
actually, those communities found me. They just invited me in, and I was like, well, "Yeah, I miss Shield Wall too." Like, but both of them, they just invited me in, and it's like family now. It's like a second home, with both of them.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, Knives was a boss. Yes, yes, and Connell was supposed to be here tonight, but he had other obligations. He couldn't make it. He will be on a future stream. Yeah, I haven't been on as much. I was up until until the company sold, and now I'm not allowed on it during the day, so I'm not on Discord as much as I used to be. So
Oh yeah, that transition's been going pretty interesting from what I've heard, but that's for a different day.
yeah, it's back and forth, so I don't know. Could be better, could be worse. It's not bad right now, so. But all right, yeah, we're gonna call it here. So I'm thinking you. It seems like you're gonna be on every month, if you're all right with it, and we'll
I
get a
am
guest
all
star.
for it, and you know what? I will look forward to it. And like I said, I mean, at that point, I can get some people that I might have that would be interested in doing it as well. I know several other streamers that might chaotic. My buddy game with, he might also as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we can start throwing some people around and see if people are willing. And when you have nothing going on, that or whoever it is, I can be like, all right, cool. Yeah, I might be able to get a backup and throw someone around, and
Yep.
we can definitely make
Perfect.
that. I'm actually excited for that.
So I have what I'm trying to do is the Sunday closest to the start of the month.
Okay.
This one kind of fell in the middle, so I did it this one. But so I kind of have a schedule. July 2nd will be the next one. July 30th will be the one after that, and then September 3rd. And then October 1st, and I believe the 29th is actually going to have to be November 5th, because I think I'm on call the 29th, I believe. The October,
And
one of
the
the October ones is off.
The October 3rd one will actually be perfect for me as well.
October 1st.
Or first. Well, that weekend coming up, the 8th, I've got a wedding that I'm going to in Montana. So I'll bring my laptop for that one, though, so that way it's not this phone thing.
And we can always move those dates around, too. Like, if you have things or I have things, we can kind of make it work, so.
Well, we know that obviously we can do the mobile, so this didn't work out too bad, as at least an alternative option, a last resort.
Right.
And I have a tablet that I can do it with. It's just got to figure out what's going on with this camera thing, because this green and purple it mixes with my theme, with my Joker purple and green theme for my logo.
Right.
But it's definitely a little weird to look at.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, cool. We're gonna end it there. We're gonna raid out to Orby. We're gonna raid Orby. So I look forward to chatting to you on Discord, but doing this again next month. So we'll figure out who our guest star is, and we'll get moving.
Sounds like a plan.
Of course, guys, have a great night. Let's get this raid started before we
get y'all in the next one.
Orby. Oh, yeah, we don't want to raid the Goosey. She's got 89 live. Whew. That's crazy. She's definitely on her path to partner. Cheers. Thank you guys. Thank you, Brennman, for filling in so late notice because I had just asked you Friday. No, I asked you.
Yeah,
It was a week
you asked me
ago.
like just in case a couple days ago, but yeah, then it was yesterday. Like, hey. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, we're good.
Crazy. Yes,
So-
she is. But yeah, no, I appreciate everybody. I appreciate you filling in, and like I said, I'll see you again next month. So we'll do this because I can do more than one guest star, so we'll just have to do it that way. And we'll plan
works
on
out.
we'll plan on trying to get through the reviews and previews within an hour and 15 from now on, so we can get 45 minutes to guest star. We'll throw them on at 9:45 and go to 10:30.
The more we do it, the
So-
better we'll get at keeping the time
Right.
down. So that's
Exactly.
I mean, we cut off about a half an hour this time. So
Yeah, we did. So it kind of worked out. All right, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody in chat. See you guys later, and yeah, I'll catch you next time. Have a good night.
catch you all later.